Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Property Sue and I do videos related to real estate and real estate investment. Today we are going to be talking about buying off plan, which is something that many people prefer to do, and it could go extremely well or extremely wrong. Most of the time I feel like when you buy off plan and it goes extremely well, most people don't tell success stories, and most people nowadays focus on the projects that didn't actually work, which is sort of not fair for people seeking to sell off plan. But at the end of the day, it can be extremely risky or extremely profitable depending on the precautions you take to protect yourself or where you choose to buy. I feel like the best time to buy off plan is when there's a gradual rise in real estate value, and in that way, even when the project is complete, you are going to have had an advantage. And if you're buying when there's a crash, ensure that you buy the property at a really low price, which ensures that even when things normalize, you'll still have an advantage in terms of the price you bought your property at. So let's now get into the benefits of buying off plan. And number one is obviously it is cheaper because most of the time developers are going to offer you a discount for the inconvenience cost, because you cannot move into your property right away, and also because of the risk you're taking. You're willing to trust somebody to have your project complete. Another advantage is if you're a really good salesperson, or if you're really good at selling, or if you get lucky, you could actually sell your property before completion. And this is a very big advantage because in off-plan projects, people usually pay 10% of the value of the property. So if you pay 10% and then along the way you come and find somebody who will pay you like the full amount of the project after completion, you're going to get your deposit back and still make a profit on it, which is one way you could make money. Although sometimes it's not good to bet on this way, but sometimes it could work. The third one is a low initial cost, because as I said earlier, you're only required to pay like 10% of the whole property value. And last but not least is that you have the opportunity to get the best units in the project, because most of the time I always say in all projects, never assume that all units are the same. They might be similar in size, and sometimes they are not even similar in size. So they often sell the good units first. The ones that are very well lighted, the ones that are bigger, are always sold off plan. So when you buy in this way, you get that advantage. Now let us move to the disadvantages, and number one is the developer might go broke. Sometimes developers spread themselves too thin, and you find them doing like 5 projects at the same time, and sometimes they are given money for this project, they use it in this project, they're given money for this, they do the other. So they find themselves in a very bad situation where they have to auction some of their projects in order to finish others, or to compensate people who had bought off plan, which sometimes takes legal action for you to get any money from them. So by all means, it's better to do it right the first time. Another one is that the market may fall, like I said earlier, and you might end up buying your property at a higher value than the actual market value. Number three is that most financial institutions are often reluctant in giving mortgages for off-plan projects, and sometimes you might get denied a mortgage. Let's just be real. Sometimes you might get denied, and that is one of the disadvantages of buying off-plan. Number four, there might be delays in completion of the project, and most Kenyan developers don't want to commit to a long stop date, where after which you can get a refund on your deposit. Most of the agreements I've read are often they tell you, we will take as long as we will take to complete this project. So it is good to get a lawyer to read the sales agreement before you put a signature on it. Another one is unmet expectations. Most of the time, developers are going to promise you things, and sometimes they might not deliver. Like I've lived in two projects in the past where they had been promised like a pool, a children's play area, a gym, and in both projects there was nothing. But in one, at least there was a space for a gym, but there was no gym equipment, which counted like a gym. But always be wary of that. And sometimes I feel like at this point the reputation of the developer is what matters, because you will not like be able to predict that somebody will do everything in the project and leave out a gym, everything in the project leave out a kids play area. And I'm telling you, they do that. And when you're buying off plan, be ready for anything, because these things do happen. So after all that information, what do we take away from this? What we take away from this is that you must read your contract well, read the fine print, because you might find yourself agreeing to some conditions that you may not be aware you agreed to. Once the project goes south and you run to court, the sales agreement will be pulled out with your signature on it, and since you signed it, you will have like no grounds of making any complaints. So always read the contract well, get a lawyer. It might cost you some amount of money, but it's better off to like be safe than sorry. Always be safe than sorry. Number two is ensure that you visit the site. And this even goes for those people who are buying and they are in the diaspora. Visit the site or get a relative to visit the site for you, to ensure that what you're being told is the truth. And if you don't have any relative, or if you don't have any relative you can trust, or if you can't visit the site, then you can always like go to call like any real estate company. Some real estate companies provide services for like investment follow-ups. So call one of them, have them follow up your investment, because some of the times I feel like diasporans who are investing here are always susceptible to like so many lies, especially if they don't have anybody on the ground to safeguard their interests. Moving on, visit other projects the developer in question has like done, and see their development, and also like Google them, find out what the developer is all about. I believe their name is out there, and if they have any projects out there that they have done, then you're going to get the information you need. Then the next one is seek professional advice from anybody who you can seek advice from, be it lawyers, be it valuers, be it real estate consultants, be it anybody. Seek professional advice before you do anything. And number 5 is conduct market research on prices and trends in the area in which you're going to buy. Number 6 is that prime locations when it comes to off-plan projects are the best. And I don't mean prime locations like the affluent neighborhoods. I mean like locations that are constantly developing, that are constantly growing. Those are the best areas in which you can buy an off-plan project, because you're guaranteed like you're going to have an advantage once the project is over. Last but not least is insist on project progress. Always ensure that you're updated. If possible, have someone visit the site or visit the site yourself. And
feel the daylight on our skin. We are young, we feel everything. Yeah, it's